In this video, we are going to talk about Pengu, some of its recent price action, the important support and resistance areas, and where we can expect the price of Pengu to go in the next few days and weeks. So we'll look at the weekly chart, and what we can see right here is that Pengu, it has been struggling a lot since its major high back in July of 2025. Since then, it has been dumping very strongly. But in the last couple of months, it is looking like the dump by Pengu has been slowing down significantly. And since the start of February, Pengu has been in a consolidation. This is a pattern that we've seen in many other altcoins as well that I've covered on this channel. In recent months, the volatility in the entire crypto market has been relatively low, and in the last few weeks we've actually seen Pengu getting some sort of a recovery. This is something that we've seen happen with a few other altcoins as well as Bitcoin, and the price structure of Pengu is actually looking a bit better than many other altcoins that I have covered. It is actually looking like there is some potential for Pengu to get a significant rally. It's looking like it's possible for Pengu to get some sort of a double bottom right here. We've seen Pengu get some support and the dump slowing down at this level, which is basically the same level of where Pengu stopped its very volatile dump back in the October 2025 liquidation event. Pengu went all the way down to this level very briefly and then recovered back up. This was a very significant event across the entire crypto market, and it was an entire drama. I'm not going to get into that in this video, but basically we've seen Pengu get some support at the same level, and now for this to be a double bottom, this would be the neckline, this candle from back in March, and Pengu is currently very close to it. If it does close a weekly candle above this March candle, then that would be the first sign that this is a double bottom, and it could lead to Pengu getting a very significant rally. In general, as I've said in many videos before, I am not very optimistic about the altcoin market as a whole right now, and I still think that we are probably in a bear market. Although we have seen Bitcoin getting a significant rally from about 60k to over 75k recently, I still think that this is most likely a counter trend rally, and we will eventually see Bitcoin continuing to dump further. So in the short term, it is possible that Pengu follows Bitcoin and most of the crypto market continues going up, and specifically for Pengu, we do see it creating this double bottom right here. But in the long term, I'm not really convinced, and I think that Pengu will most likely continue its downtrend and dropping further. We do still have this pretty significant resistance area, which we are not too far away from, and even if Pengu does cross this area, we do have this next one not too far above it. So I think that the chances of Pengu getting a very sustained significant rally are still pretty slim, and it's a lot more likely that in the long term Pengu will continue dropping further and potentially even heading all the way down to its all-time low. This area of 0.004 is a much more significant support area for Pengu in my opinion. This is pretty much its all-time low, and we have seen it get some very significant rallies from that area twice in the past. Both times Pengu hit that area basically led to its major highs eventually. The first time was right after the launch of Pengu, and it led to its all-time high, and then the second time led to basically the same levels again. So if Pengu does end up heading all the way down to that area, and we then see a major recovery by the entire crypto market, that could lead to Pengu potentially heading all the way up to its previous all-time high, maybe even crossing it if we do see some altcoin season. But of course, this is still very speculative. This scenario is very far from happening at the moment. So in the shorter term, as I said, I think that a bit of a rally by Pengu is very possible, but in the long term, I'm not too optimistic about Pengu, as well as about the altcoin market as a whole. Of course, this is not financial advice whatsoever, but I would personally avoid most altcoins, and with Pengu specifically, I would still avoid it at the moment, but if it does cross this neckline at around 0.008, then there is some potential with it. The structure of Pengu is not the worst. It's better than many other altcoins, but I don't think that it's that great, and it's still in a downtrend basically. So again, not financial advice at all, but I would personally mostly stick to the larger cap coins, mostly Bitcoin and Ethereum. Of course, with the altcoin market being so volatile, it can change very quickly, and I will keep updating you guys about Pengu as well as many other altcoins, so make sure to subscribe to not miss any future updates. But at the moment, my opinion is that most altcoins will not do so well, at least compared to Bitcoin, and most of them will likely lag behind Bitcoin at the very least, and even more likely in the long term will actually dump and lose value in terms of dollars as well. So yeah guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it and you want more updates about Pengu as well as other altcoins, make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.